And the NFL draft is in the books. The first guy the Cowboys drafted today is about anything but lip service. This tattoo, not the only thing that sticks out about the little guy who promises to make big plays in the near future.
Now, your NTXHondaDealers.com sports desk.
We all agreed when the bell rung to end the draft in there that we're better.
The Cowboys certainly believe they helped themselves this weekend, making the secondary their primary concern. But their first pick of the day in the 4th round, Ryan Switzer, 5'8" receiver from UNC, 7 punt return TDs, one shy of the all-time NCAA record. In the 6th, safety Xavier Woods from La Tech moved up to get him 14 career picks. Rounding out the draft, corner Marquez White from Florida State, defensive lineman Joey Ivey from Florida, receiver Noah Brown from Ohio State, and defensive lineman Jordan Carroll from Colorado. Former Cowboys quarterback Babe Laufenberg joins us live from the start. Babe, what stood out the most for you on day 3?
Defense just kept coming, Keith, did it not? They picked 3 defensive guys yesterday and came back today. They had 6 picks, 4 of them on defense again. We heard the Cowboys mantra at the start of this thing saying, we're going to take the best available player. What they meant was we're going to take the best available defensive player because they went heavy. 7 to 9 guys in the draft on defense. Another interesting point, and this has been true of the Jason Garrett era, 8 of the 9 draft picks came from Power 5 conferences. So he wants guys that have played in big conferences in big games.
So now on the offensive side, Switzer, more combined receiving yards and TD catches over the last 2 years than anyone in college football. But his biggest impact right away is where?
It's going to be on punt returns, but they got him because they said, hey, if Cole Beasley goes down, that takes away a part of our offense. And you can see here in the pass game, he does a lot of what Cole Beasley does. I'm very impressed by this young man. He's a little guy now, only about 175 pounds, but he can really motor, great quickness, and you see here that punt return game that he's going to give them. They haven't had that since Dwayne Harris left. The return game has not been good over the past couple of years, so he will give him that spark there. He's an exciting player to watch.
He said he put that tattoo on his bottom lip inside so his mom wouldn't see it. But now everyone sees it, Babe.
And I don't know how he did it. One thing I do know, though, Keith, the man can take some pain, right? So if you can do that to your lip, I'm sure football is easy for you. But, yeah, I'm not a tattoo guy myself, but I think the last place I would put one, well, maybe the second to last place I would put one, is the inside of my lip.
I'm not even going there, Babe, not even going there. Meantime, the Cowboys putting their money where their mouth is on defense. 4 players they took in the secondary. 7 players on defense. You know, the corners, Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, Marquez White, and safety Xavier Woods. Well, they had to replace Brandon Carr, Mo Claiborne, Barry Church, and J.J. Wilcox. We knew they would target those replacements.
So every one of those guys in the secondary that are playing for somebody else, we like those guys. They did good things for our football team. They were good football players. But the economics of the league don't allow you to keep all those guys. So you got to get younger. This was an area that we could get younger in the draft with guys that we felt good about. They will allow us to play a certain style of play that I think can help our football team.
Now, Babe, as a former quarterback, how much would you be licking your lips looking at all those young corners and safeties?
Well, it's going to be a baptism by fire, that's for sure. They've got a great secondary coach in Joe Baker. He's got his work cut out for him. He's going to earn his money because he does have a very young secondary. We'll see how talented they are. I really do like the second-round pick that they took up out of Colorado, Awuzie. Had the opportunity to watch him a lot this past season, so I'm impressed by him. But, again, you get those young guys in the secondary. You do it in the interior line. Guy makes a bad play, it's an 8-yard gain instead of a 4-yard gain. Guy makes a bad play in the secondary, it's a touchdown. So we'll see where it all takes them.
Do you think the Cowboys are a better team right now after this draft, as Jerry Jones suggests?
Well, I don't want to argue with Jerry because he's got a lot more money than I do and his attorneys are better, but until we see it on the field, we just won't know. And that's the thing of the draft. Everybody wants to grade them 24 hours after they take them, but it's really a 2-3 year process, as we all know, before we find out what kind of players these are. Now, they're very optimistic. I think they're excited, but that's no different than the other 31 teams. Typically, you draft the players that you like. So they're excited about the guys they got, as they should be. But we'll go to training camp in Oxnard, Keith, and we'll find out about them.
Former Cowboys quarterback Babe Laufenberg will join us again tomorrow night on our extended sportscast. And coming up later this half hour, Dan, we talk about the Rangers. We talk about FC Dallas, still the only unbeaten team in Major League Soccer. But that tattoo, that's the talk right now. That's the talk.
It's got to hurt. What do you think that they stack up? You know, last year, you can't argue, they drafted pretty well. Two of the best rookies the NFL's seen in a long time. This year, do you think they're the Stars, are they gonna pop like they did last year?
I don't think this draft will ever compare to last year's draft, and I don't know how many drafts can compare to last year's draft. Sure. When you get two Pro Bowl players in Zeke and Dak, rookie quarterback, rookie running back. But did they address the defense? Yes, they did. Yep. They have a lot of young guys in that secondary. They're going to have to grow and quickly.
All right. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it.